morning, students. Myself, Swendra Kumar, Assistant Professor in Computer Science and Engineering Department, IMT College of Engineering, Greater Noida. Today, I am going to discuss our second lectures on data structures. In previous one, we have discussed various topics. We have discussed about the course outcomes, about the Bloom's taxonomy and syllabus. After that, we have discussed about the what is a data structures, and we also discuss about the basic terminology. And then we have discussed the why we need data structures, data structure advantages, why we study the data structure and why we use the data structures, what are the advantages of data structures, different types of data structures. We have discussed about this, linear, non-linear, and various operations that we can perform on data structures. These are the various operations that we have discussed in previous lectures. And then we have discussed about the algorithms, what is an algorithm and what are the basic characteristics of an algorithms. All these we have discussed in the previous lectures. Today we are going to discuss what is a programs. Basically, a program consists of data structure and an algorithms. Means whenever we have any problems, we will write the solution for that problems. That is, the solution means we will write the algorithm for that, and after writing that algorithms, we will convert that algorithm into a particular language, and that is called a programs. And that program will take an input and gives us as a desired outputs. So we can say that data structure plus algorithm, that is equal to program. Mathematically, we can say this: data structure plus algorithm is equal to a programs. Now, the question is, after studying about the what is an algorithm, we know that algorithm is a step-by-step solution of a problems. Now we want to discuss about what is the difference between an algorithm and a programs, because the program is the implementation part of an algorithms. So we can differentiate basically between an algorithm and a program on the following basis. First point is what it is, means what is an algorithm and what is an programs. Basically, an algorithm is a design of any problems, and a program is the implementation of that design. Second point, who can write it, means who can write the algorithms and who can write the programs. Any domain knowledge, any persons that have the domain specific knowledge or a programmers can write an algorithms, and any programmers that have a particular knowledge of a particular language can write a programs. Next one is on the basis of the differentiation on the basis of language in which it is written. Basically, any understandable language that is understood by the programs, an algorithm can be written in that language. And most probably, if we talk about the standard of the language of an algorithm, then should be written in a pseudocode. But it can be, you can write in any language, but that language should be understandable by the programmers, who are the means the persons should understand each and every steps of the algorithms that you have written. And programs, and basically if we talk about in terms of if we talk about the algorithm basically it is independent of language, means it does not depend on any language. But when we talk about the programs, program is a language dependent, means a C program or C++ or in Java program, there may be a different codes and different scenarios. Next difference that we will discuss about on the basis of the dependency on hardware and software. Means if we talk about the algorithms, algorithm is the independent of hardware and software. Basically, when we write an algorithms, so we will write an algorithm for a general purpose, means there is no dependency of hardware and software for that. But when we talk about the programs, a program is dependent on software and also on hardware, means a Java program will run on a Java platform, or a C++ program will run on a C++ program. And there is a specific hardware requirement for that. For Python is a different requirements, or a program for Java is different requirement, means program always dependent on hardware and software, while the algorithm is independent of hardware and software. Now, next differentiation we will discuss on the basis of the efficiency, how we can check the efficiency of an algorithm and how we can check the efficiency of an programs. When we talk about the algorithm, in case of algorithm, we will do the analysis for checking the efficiency of an algorithms, especially the time complexity and space complexity. And a algorithm is a best algorithm that take the minimum time and minimum space for the executions. When we talk about the programs, we will check the efficiency of a program in case of by doing the testing. Means we will test the program whether it is given the perfect output or not. For that purpose, we write different test cases. That is a different scenario. So these are the some points. On that basis, we can differentiate between algorithm and a programs. Now, next topic is performance of an algorithms. Basically, this is one of the important topics of our data structure also. And for the exam point of view, one question will be definitely you will get in external examinations from these topics. How we can perform the analysis of an algorithms. An algorithm is said to be efficient and fast if it takes less time to execute and consumes less memory space. We have discussed earlier, means the algorithm is the best algorithm that will take the minimum space and minimum time to complete the particular task. Because we are saying this, why? Because there may be a lot of algorithms to solve a single problems, and among them lot of algorithms, the best one will be on the basis of that will take the less time and in less memory space. The performance of an algorithm is measured on the basis of following properties, means time complexity and space complexity. The algorithm is best that have the less time complexity and the less space complexities. When it comes to analyzing the complexity of an algorithm in terms of time and space, we can never provide an exact number to define the time required and the space required by the algorithm. Means whenever we find out we do the analysis process of an algorithms, we never find out the exact numbers. Instead of we express it using some standard notations that are known as asymptotic notations. And there are different types of asymptotic notations, mainly are big O notations, big omega and big theta. We will discuss it. What is a big O? We have two functions fn and gn, then fn will be big O of gn if there exists a positive integer n0 and a positive number c such that fn will be less than equal to cgn for all n greater than equal to n0. Here gn is the upper bound of the function fn. Let's say these are the two functions fn and gn, and fn is less than equal to cgn for all n greater than equal to n0. Means here is n0 is the number. After that, this gn is always greater than with this fn. Then we will say that fn is big O of gn. After this points n0, the gn is always greater than the fn for all values of n and with a positive constant c. So then we can say fn is equal to big O of gn. This is the standard definition of big O. Now big omega, it is just like a reverse of the big O. Definition is fn is big omega of gn if there exists a positive integer n0 and a positive number c such that fn is greater than equal to c gn for all n is greater than equal to n0. Here gn is the lower bound of the function. You can say here with the pictorial representations. After this n0 point, fn is always greater than this gn. So fn is big omega of gn. Now big theta, what it is? Fn is theta of gn if exists a positive integer n0 like this n0 and two positive constants c1 and c2 such that c1 gn is less than equal to fn is less than equal to c2 gn for all n greater than equal to n0. means after this point n0 for all values of n, this property will be satisfied. Then we can say the function gn is both an upper bound and lower bound. Here is lower bound and here is upper bound for the function fn for all values of n greater than equal to n0. In that case, fn is big omega of gn. So these are the three basics notations for the analysis of an algorithm. Now, the question is, next topic is how to analyze an algorithms. Basically, when we talk about the analysis of an algorithm, so we will do the analysis of an algorithm on the following criteria. Means time, means how much time it will take, that will depends. How we can measure it, how much time algorithm is taking. For that purpose, we will try to decide, draw the time functions, and how we can draw, we will learn it later. Next is space. Space means how much memory it will consume when we convert this algorithm into a programs, and how much memory that program will take. When we talk about the memory, always we remember that we will talk about the primary memory, means that is the RAM. Next one is on the basis of the network. This is in case of the algorithms that are used in cloud computing or like in the network or web applications. So how much data is transferring there, that will also be the analysis of the algorithm also depends on that particular how much data is going to be transferred. So that is also comes under the performance of that algorithms. Next one is power, how much power is consuming, and last one is the CPU registers. Among all these 5 points, during the analysis, we will only focus on these 2 important points. These are the 2 points. Basically, for this is that will depends on the network speed also, power, how much it will consume, CPU registers, how much CPU registers are going to be used by the algorithms. These are the less considerations, or you can say these are mostly also depends on the hardware. But these are the 2 are specifics. We will concentrate on these 2 points while we are going to analyze an algorithms. For example, now let's say we discuss with the help of an example. Time analysis, how we can perform the time analysis. So let's say how we can analyze the time analysis. Let's say we have an example. This is a functions written in C language. Simply, there is some function in which we are passing an array, and the size of the array is n, means array is containing the n elements. Here we have another variable s is equal to 0. Here we have a loop for I equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, and we are simply adding the elements of an array into the variable s, and finally we are returning the value of this. So how we will perform, how we are performing, how much time is consuming in this performing this task, means the task is that addition of the elements of an array and returning the value of that final totaling of the array. So let's discuss. As in, we are consider every statement in an algorithm takes 1 unit of time. 1 unit of time. The unit may be anything, microsecond, millisecond, whatever. We are consuming here, we are doing here analysis. So we are considering that every statement are taking 1 unit of time. So this is a statement, it will take 1 unit of time. This is another statement, how much time it will be executing. So this is a loop statement for I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. So it will execute for n plus 1 time. How? Let's say n is equal to 4. So it will run For 0, 0 is less than 4 one time. After incrementing, again it will, I will become 1 is less than 4, second time execute. Next, I will increment it to 2, 2 is less than 4, third time execute. Then 3, 3 is less than 4, fourth time execute. Then 4, 4 is less than 4, condition false, means 5 time execute. So here is n, so it will execute one more time. So totally how much time it will execute? N plus 1 unit of time. Inside a loop, whatever be the statement, that will be executed less than one time. Means if the loop statement is executing at n plus 1 time, then inside all the statement of that loop will execute, simple statement will execute n unit of time, one less than. And this statement will execute only 1 unit of time. Now we are going to calculate the time complexity. Let's take every statement take 1 unit of time. Now how much time it will execute? This statement 1, next this statement n plus 1, then this statement n, and then plus this statement is 1. Finally the addition of this is equal to 2n plus 3. So we can represent it as fn equal to big order of n. And this is the time complexity of this function. Now, how we will find out the space complexity? Let's say number of variables, how much variables are used in this algorithm in functions. There is an array and the size of the array is n, means there are n elements. So each element will take one space, 1 unit of space. So array will take the elements of array is n, so total space is n. Next, n is another is a variable, it will take one space. S is another variable, it will take one space. And another variable that we are going to use in this is I, that will take 1. And the total of this, that is represented with space complexity Sn, is equal to n plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to n plus 3. So we can represent it as Sn is equal to space complexity is equal to order of n. For this case, the complexity of this time is complexity and space complexity is order of n. We have whatever we have the maximum terms of n here, maximum power, or we will consider it and neglect all the constant or everything. Now we will discuss with one more example. Let's say we will have the following code. For the algorithm for the following addition of the elements of two array, let's say we have the following code. Algorithm add a comma b comma n, and whatever the functions for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus, for j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. Here Cij equal to a means a ij plus b ij. Let's say we have this code, this clause, this clause, and this clause. Let's say we have this code, and in this code we have to find out the time complexity and the space complexity of this. For the time, when we talk about the time complexity, we will know that every statements will take a 1 unit of time. So inside this we have how much time it will take. It will take let's say this, how much time it will take, this statement total n plus 1 time it will execute, and this statement will execute again itself it will execute n plus 1, and inside this, because it is a nested loop, so every statement inside this loop inside this body will execute n times. So finally it will execute n plus 1 into n. Totally this will execute this time, and this statement, this loop is executing totally n plus 1 time. Inside the loop every statement will execute n times, and inside that loop n time, totally this will execute n into n time. So this is the final. Now we will add all these things. So let's say we will adding here fn like this. No, there is some problem in this. Totally it will execute how much time? We will write here fn equal to this n plus 1 plus n into n plus 1 plus n into n. All these three terms. We are adding this one, and this one. All these three we will add. Now fn equal to, when we solve this, n plus 1 plus, we will opening it, n square plus one second, I will try. Okay. Here, this is n square plus n plus n square. Totally 2n square plus 2n plus 1. This is our time function, fn equal to. Now we can write here fn equal to big order of n square. We will neglect all these terms, either constant or lower terms. We will always consider the maximum power of n. So the time complexity for this is big O of n square. Okay. Now when we talk about the space complexity for this, so let's say we will discuss it. Space complexity, we will discuss for that. Space complexity for that, how much number of elements are using there. We have the functions like this: for I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Inside that, for j equal to 0, j is less than n, j plus plus. After that, c I j equal to a I j plus b I j. We have this code, like that code. We have this add a b n. like that. We have this. Now we are going to discuss the space complexity of this. Space complexity, how we will discuss the space complexity. So how much time, how many variables we are going to use in this? Number of variables, total number of variables. A, we have used the array A, and what is the size of that array? It is a two-dimensional array. So how much elements? N square. Same, B is an array, N square. C is an array, N square. We have uses I, 1, J, it will take one space. So total of all this Sn will be equal to, when we add all these things, how much? 3. How much we have? We have 3 n square plus 2. So Sn will be order of n square. That is the time complexity of this chord. So how we can find out the space complexity and time complexity? Let's say we will discuss one more examples. Let's say we have this chord 1 unit of time. This is 2n plus 3. So we go of n Sn. Next, let's say we have matrix multiplication. This is another example, matrix multiplications. In this, we have two matrix AB that we have discussed just above. So how now we are using the matrix multiplication code for I equal to 0 this, for j equal to 0 this 0 for k. We have using here the 3 loops, and this is the final logic of matrix multiplications. So when we talk about this, how much time it will be execute? Simply the limit is n plus 1 time. Again this limit is n, this is n plus 1, but inside this, so n into n plus 1 time. This statement is inside this n, and inside this, so n into n time. And this statement again n plus 1, but inside this and inside this, so n into n, n from this for this, and this n for this loop, and this for this, it is n plus 1. Total unit of time it will be execute, and this is the inside innermost loop. This statement is, so how much time it will going to execute for this loop n, for this loop n, and for this loop n. So totally n into n much of time. When we add, find out the space complexity for this, so we will execute, we will adding all these things, n plus 1, this plus n into n plus 1, this term, plus n into n, plus n into n plus 1, this one, and plus n into n. When we solve all these things, we will finally got this statements. Fn is equal to 2n cube plus 3n square plus 2n plus 1. Now, as we know that when we talk about the complexity, whether it is a time complexity or space complexity, we will always consider the highest most term, means highest power of n. So Fn is equal to order of n cube, and we will neglect all the constants and lower terms. So this is the time complexity for the matrix multiplication, order of n cube. Okay, so today's we have discussed how we can find out the how we can do the analysis of the algorithms, and before that we have discussed about what is a programs, and what is the relation between a program and algorithms, and how we can differentiate between an algorithms and a programs. We have different points, discussed different points. On that point basis we can differentiate a program or an algorithms. After that we have discussed about the analysis of an algorithms, basically time complexity and space complexities, and we have also discussed on what basis, on what criteria we will discuss the complexity, or we can do the analysis of the algorithms. So there are different 5 criterias. Among that, there are 2 most important. One is the time and second one the space. And after that, we have discussed how we can represent complexity in standard forms. Basically, we have discussed about the big O, big omega, and big theta, and what is the definition about that. And after that, we have studied about some snippets of and some examples how we can do the analysis of an algorithms. We have taken some examples. So in this lectures, we will discuss this. And in next lectures, we will discuss some more examples and some other topics. Thank you very much. Thanks.